Have you ever finished introducing yourself in Japanese and thought like, oof, that didn't feel like me at all? Hello and welcome back to Wanderlust Japanese. If you've lived in Japan for any length of time, you know that drill. You stand up, you say your name, your country, maybe your hobby. It's the textbook-style self-introduction. It's perfectly polite, no wrong. But as an adult, living a real life, it sounds a bit flat. First of all, do you remember a person who does exactly the same self-introduction that you do? I mean, do you find your own self-introduction interesting enough if you are the listener? Today, I want to talk about moving beyond that typical script. Not to impress anyone, not to be unique, but to be recognized for who you really are. A capable adult with a real life. Then why do we feel like our self-introduction is not fully ours? Most of the time, your self-introduction is not happening on a stage. It's at a neighborhood meeting, at a school gate, or in a hobby class. And that's very important because a kind of self-introduction we see often in textbooks usually happen in very structured environments. School, workplace, exams, where people are starting at the same time in the same role or position. Like you introduce yourself to your classmates. You know listeners are classmates and there's no difference between you and them. Or it happens where the roles between you and the other person are already clearly defined, like exams or job interviews. You know, you are a candidate, there are like your future boss, judge, whoever it is, but there's a clear role difference. In those situations, a self-introduction is mainly about stating who you are. It's about information. So your name, where you're from, you work as what. It's about helping people understand your position or qualification. But the self-introductions that you encounter as an expat or a partner of a Japanese person are different. In daily life, you're not trying to prove your qualifications, are you? You're signaling something else. You're showing that you're safe, approachable, someone feels okay to build a relationship with. And that's a different purpose. And if we don't understand that difference, we accidentally get into the textbook mode trap. We give information, but we give no context. And without context, you can sound like visitors, even if you've been in Japan much longer than visitors. Another thing that surprises people after moving abroad is how unclear their own background suddenly feels. Someone asks, "How big is your hometown?" And you freeze. You've never needed to know the population before, and you're not sure how to explain where your hometown is in a way that makes sense here. If you want to say where New Jersey is in the USA, and then you say, it's next to New York. Then where is New York? Doesn't make sense, right? And sometimes the questions go deeper. In my case, I'm often asked about Japanese history or what is famous in my own prefecture. And honestly, some of those things I never paid much attention to. When you grow up somewhere, it's just normal for you. You're too close to it. It's ordinary, almost irrelevant, until someone asks you about it. And you suddenly realize, oof, I should know this, how big my town is. And in that small pause, that old feeling can creep in. But it's not a test, it's just a gap in shared reference. And grammar is not the solution. Preparation is. Not performance, preparation. For example, instead of just naming your country, state, city, canton, whatever, you might add one small comparison. My city or state has 500,000 people, and it's about the same size as Kanazawa. 人口は50万人ぐらいで、金沢と同じぐらいです。 Or place it simply on the map. My town is in the south, near the ocean. 南の方で海の近くです。You're not giving a speech. You're helping other person picture your life. And when they can picture it, not only they feel comfortable talking to you, but you also feel equal in the room. Sometimes one small detail changes everything. For example, I'm from Switzerland, but I don't like milk or cheese. スイス出身ですが、実は牛乳やチーズがあまり好きじゃないんです。It's not dramatic. It's not a performance. It's just specific. And specificity stays people's minds. Maybe at the end of the day, when they go back to their home, they talk about you. That person from Switzerland, she doesn't like milk or cheese. How come? How possible? You know? When you add one small personal detail, people don't remember your grammar. People remember you. It leaves the impression of a real person. Someone warm, someone safe. Not a flawless, a robotic self-introduction. And that's what builds trust. Not a performance, not perfection. Presence. If today's topic resonated, if you would like a practical guide to move beyond robotic introductions, I created something for you to download. It's a simple one-page guide to be ready to talk about your hometown identity. So that next time you can speak with a little more clarity, a little more context, and feel like yourself in the room. You don't need to be unique to be respected. You don't need to perform. Preparing a few simple details can protect your identity. That's all this is about. Staying yourself, even in another language. Thank you for listening. I'm Mariko. I'll see you in the next episode. ではまた。さようなら。